Gentis Fortuna, fucking you, rat.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started.
A dream.
So you got your revenge?
Yeah.
Father, did it make you feel any better? It did.
Mm-hmm.
So what comes next?
More revenge. See, this isn't like a valid question for him because he actually does have a lot coming next.
Mark von Aulitz is next. Then von Berghoff. And is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
And then it's to go learn to be an heir to Lord Sir
That's what I
Radzig.
want. Are you sure, Henry?
Learn how to be a knight. Get knighted yourself. And inherit his stuff.
What's happening? Why are you waking me up?
Cause it's time to do
You
it.
again?
Yes, the Margrave is calling for you, sir. You and the other gent.
You
Okay.
mean Zizka?
I suppose. I don't know what his name is, but he's waiting down in the courtyard. I'm just on my way to tend to his wounds.
Thank you.
And what about Catherine?
That's the good wife who arrived with you? I don't know. I think I saw her with our captain.
Very well. I'll go now.
Before you go, I brought you something for breakfast. In case you're hungry. Oh, have I been too bold?
Not at all.
No.
I appreciate it.
Definitely not. Thank you. Do you need anything else?
No, sir.
So, why are you standing here?
You haven't dismissed me, sir.
Sorry, I'm not used to this.
I'm not a nobleman. You don't have to stand on ceremony with me.
I do, since you're a guest of the Margrave, sir. May I leave?
Of course.
That is... yes. Of course.
Thank you, sir.
Off you go. Lovely girl left me breakfast. How nice. We're at 99, so we're not going to eat any of it right now, but... Hello.
What did I do to you?
Nothing. No, can't talk to you? Alright then.
You see, meine Dame, we aren't idle here. My men train like that every day.
Admirable. If Sigismund and his army happened to turn up, you'd have 2 warriors.
But why would he come here?
Why wouldn't he? Lord Pisak used to be the king's mintmaster, and everyone knows he's on Wenceslas's side. Lo, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end,
We've got
as
two
my
whole people
grossfather
here
said,
defending the entire
the
thing.
strength of the
We don't
castle
need
is
much more
measured
to
by
carry
its
the white
garrison,
flag.
and mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? Am I right?
This is like Stalker, where everyone has weird, accents that don't
Your
belong.
grandfather was right.
Like everybody here should
A
have
castle
German
with a weak
accents.
garrison is no good for anything. But your men, I'd say the girls from our village would do a better job of defending the place.
What did you say, you bastard? Why don't you show us how it's done?
You
then?
bastard! Why don't you show us how you
Now
do
that
it?
we
Huh?
have Großer Meister among us. We should make use of him, shouldn't we?
Sure, if it'd make you happy.
Show us what you're made of, my knight.
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw, so you don't come to any harm, and let you have a go against one of ours. Pullcock, come here! The first to bleed loses.
His name is Bullcock. He pulls on people's cocks. That's why we call him that. Hey.
Yeah.
Well, lame.
Well, you haven't shown yourself to be very manly, Henry. Thank God I didn't make a bet with the captain.
You,
Well, at
you
least
need
you don't
something, huh?
have to go to confession. Gambling is the road to hell.
Don't worry about it, lad. Pullcock has the strength of a bull. He's not easy to defeat.
What?
Ah, nothing. Das ist egal. You know what? Take this shield to help you get over your defeat. At least you'll have something to hide behind. If you get into another fight, God forbid.
I better go and find Zizka. The Margrave is expecting us.
I saw Zizka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Jobst?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
My boobs told me. Alright. She wasn't very impressed, but you know what? Yeah, that's how that works.
And this scar, it's strange, crooked, like a letter from a fancy book.
This. I fell off the battlements.
Mind
of
where you're
Brexenburg
going.
Castle.
Lord above! From the walls! And were you conquering or defending that castle, sir?
Yes.
Well, depends on how you look at it. We were storming a wine cellar, you see.
How are things, Captain?
What do you
Sorry
think?
I hurt your eye.
I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
Me? Well, considering what we've been through, surprisingly good.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
Nah, don't say that. You still have your strength. A real man of iron.
A damned rusty one, I'd say. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too, but she said she'd rather get the horses ready.
No,
She's
she said
doing
she'd
the
rather
right
pack her
thing.
things.
And you better run ahead and greet the Margrave. I'll join you shortly.
I could just barely walk, you know.
I'll be going then.
I need to make sure I'm wearing... Oh, I am. It's under the surcoat. Of course it is. I'm going to a fancy meeting. I got to wear my fancy dress clothes. Hello, my dear.
How are you, dear good wife?
All the better for being greeted so respectfully. But I hope my husband didn't hear you. He's terribly jealous, and he could have you whipped. He's the captain here, you know.
You wouldn't happen to know where Lord Hinnek of Kunstad went, would you? He was a guest here.
I don't know, but I hope as far away as possible. That animal almost raised his hand to the Margrave.
What? How did that happen?
A respectable woman doesn't talk about that kind of thing. But if it hadn't been for my husband, he'd have been at his throat, believe you me.
I beg your pardon, milady, but could you tell me what's new around here? I'm asking because I've just arrived, and I'd like to know more about this region.
If it's mercenary work you're interested in, I can't help you. You'll have to ask elsewhere. God be with you.
Henry! Where's Captain Zizka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
But I found glasses, so there is an
good
upshot.
or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Bergov at Trotsky?
Bergov had no interest in our message. By the time we finally arrived at Trotsky, he'd already long since made a deal with Sigismund. But of course he didn't tell Sir Hans and me anything. And on top of that, he used us to do his dirty work. Everything went to hell in the end, and we ended up in a dungeon. Or at least I did. They took Lord Capon away. In fact, that's why we're here. We were following von Bergov's trail.
So I've heard. But I'd be interested to know the details. It's been some time since our meeting in Ratai, and now you appear here by the side of a quite unexpected guest.
An unexpected guest?
Yes, of course, I've heard of Zizka before. And of his unconventional ways of supporting our king. But I don't know where you know him from.
We met
I know him
outside
from almost
Trotsky
taking his eye.
in rather complicated circumstances. We crossed swords. I can only thank God we didn't kill each other.
And who was giving Zizka orders? Do you know?
I think it's some Jan Sokol of Lamberg.
That would make sense. He was always quite pig-headed.
Forgive me, my lord, but how is it possible you don't know? Aren't you all on the same side?
Bear in mind that my dear cousin, His Majesty King Wenceslas, has many supporters. And each of them has their own ideas about how to defend him.
Sure.
I understand. Seems complicated.
On the contrary, it's all quite simple. If I could get them all together in one banquet hall, give them their fill of wine and venison, they'd come to an agreement on the spot. Let's move on. I heard something about a pillory and poaching. What in God's name did you and Sir Hans get up to?
Things went wrong right from the beginning. We were ambushed, and we lost the letter. Lord Capon and I were lucky to get out of it alive. But no one at Trotsky believed that we were messengers.
Von Bergov refused to aid a nobleman in need. That seems pretty low for a man of his stature.
It was more the
Well,
Chamberlain.
To be honest, Lord Capon didn't really look much like a nobleman. We were ambushed while bathing in a pond, and then we fled through the woods. So we really looked like a pair of beggars.
Ah, that must have been a peculiar feeling for Lord Capon.
You can't even imagine it, Your Grace.
I certainly cannot, in truth. In any case, are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
Well, you should probably know that Istvan Toth was working for von Berghoff.
Who's he?
One of Sigismund's cronies. He was causing havoc around Ratai.
Ah, yes. Hanush and Radzig mentioned some such person. They even foolishly let him go.
Well, I mean, they had to do it to save...
They gave him their word.
Yes. Well, it's actually quite heartening that some people still have such naive ideas about the world.
Well, no one let him go this time. He's dead.
I put him out a
Very
window.
good.
It was great.
From what I've heard, he was a bandit and a cutthroat. There should be no dealings with his ilk. And do you want to tell me anything else? Besides about Toth?
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger and bearer of tidings, both good and bad, John of Liechtenstein, has mysteriously gone silent. So every piece
we need
of
to warn
information
him.
I get now
Sigismund's
is
coming for him.
precious. By the way, you said you were in von Berghoff's dungeon. And I can imagine how they treated you there. Tell me, did you reveal anything?
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that, and prepared myself for it.
How did you prepare yourself?
I just thought something up.
Henry, what exactly did you tell them? What you might consider to be a minor detail might be something of utmost importance.
I don't know. It all happened so fast.
But you said you had time to think. So how was it then?
Well,
I don't know if that was
I've
a
had
failure.
better liars than you failed to trick me. So tell me, what came out of those loose lips of yours?
although it wasn't me who told him, von Berghoff did get certain information.
What information?
About Liechtenstein. That he's in Kuttenberg. And what he's doing there. I'm really sorry, sir, but... well, they tortured us.
That is truly unfortunate. But you've nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's too much to expect anyone to hold their tongue under torture.
Yeah.
But Lord Liechtenstein... what if they killed him because of us?
John went straight into the lion's den. He knew the risks. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stayed at the fortress. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rattay. I'm sure you already want to go home.
Sir, that's a generous offer, and I appreciate it. But it's not what I want.
If you wish to stay and help here, I'll be glad, of course. I need someone to escort my envoys, and you've proven yourself more than capable.
It's Lord Capon, Your Grace. I came to find out where he is, and rescue him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Berghoff has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But still.
I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom demand.
Margrave.
Ah, Captain Zizka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnek, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum
Oh, good.
is for those in distress, Captain. Hinnek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
Gotcha, okay.
And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother!
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country. And of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa.
The dialogue is written pretty well here.
Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time.
Oh, look, they're American.
I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
I get the feeling Yopes didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
I just recognize this place.
Find out what happened to Liechtenstein.
This is where Capon is.
If anyone knows what's going on in his godforsaken country, it'll be him.
In the first
In
cutscene.
the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go.
Well. The sword and the quill.
Stay close. The devil doesn't know you, but he should recognize me, even like this. Unless he's too drunk.
What is your plan, anyway? Go from village to village, hamlet to hamlet, until we find him?
That won't be necessary. We just have to visit places where you can get booze.
Oh, so all the taverns and dens in the region?
If it comes to that.
I'm up for that.
Don't get your hopes up. We'll have a beer, listen to the local rumor mill, and if we don't find anything, we'll pay up and move on.
Where do we start?
I have heard of a place
It's called a
that's
pub
favourite
crawl.
meeting spot of bandits, poachers, and all kinds of scum. If I was looking for the devil, or at least someone who knows something about him, that's where I'd go.
Sounds like a good place to start. And if we find the devil, what then?
If we're really to
Well, then we
step on
look for the
Sigismund's
details.
toes, we need capable men. And the devil's capable. Of anything, really.
I'm not sure what the three of us can achieve.
Hinek's not alone. He has the devil's pack.
Who?
Mercenaries.
That's what his band is called. They're exactly the sort of men we need.
And what do you have in mind when you say step on Sigismund's toes? What about Liechtenstein and Capon?
The same thing we did to von Bergoth. But don't worry. It's gonna take a lot of time before we're ready. In the meantime, hopefully Catherine will find out where young Liechtenstein is hiding. If his spy network really lives up to the legend, he'll surely know where they're keeping young Capon.
I hope so. And when he's free, then we can step on Sigismund's toes. I'm sure Lord Capon will be happy to help.
In that case, he'd be better off staying in captivity. So, what do you say? Should we speed up?
Aye. The sooner we get there, the better.
I'm gonna have to go find Mutt. Next time they just give me, like, hey, go. Just get out of here. I'll go back to Trusky. And try to find Mutt.
journey doesn't prove to be in vain, keep your hand on your hilt, Henry. You don't know what might happen.
Looks like people are having fun.
I warned you, you had it coming, you drunk.
That's our boy right there.
I didn't see it. Does feel better when I've had a drink. It's a gift from God.
Either you pay us back our coin, or you can leave your head with us.
You wouldn't get a crossing for an alternative, mine.
You're right about that.
I'd have a use for that turnip. But I can only pay for it with iron.
Shall we?
Shiska?
You turn on your heel and get going. If you value your life. You might have noticed, there's more of us than you.
That can be fixed.
Come on, let me fight him. Oh, it has the marking on it like in alchemy. That's funny.
To hell with you.
Corva! I'm wounded!
Yeah, well.
We're going to gut you, you organ!
Ugh.
Dismount! I hope our journey doesn't...
Whoops.
You're a dead man!
Finish
Oh.
this quickly.
Why'd they put me one hit from death? Like, that really sucks.
Dismount! I hope our journey doesn't prove to... Are you going to get to the task or not?
Ja, das war's. Ich schlage dir die Fresse.
Lame.
Dismount! I hope our journey doesn't prove to be in... Do I have to pull you out of trouble again? I see you're still a drunkard.
It's good to see you too, Shishka. What happened to...
That doesn't matter now.
Huh? Who's that? Where's your old band?
You're looking at all that's left of it.
I see we have a lot to talk about.
That we do. Anyway, this is Henry. Henry, this is Kubienka.
Hiya, lad. And thanks for the help. You're handy with a sword.
Thanks.
Not that I couldn't handle them myself.
He would be one of the best archers north of the Alps. If he wasn't drunk or with one arm in the stocks all the time.
Shouldn't we leave before someone notices the corpses?
Easy, lad. This was the Devil's Den.
Nobody gives a
If we
shit.
behave ourselves, the innkeeper will just charge us a cleaning fee, and that will be that.
There will be plenty of time to get acquainted with the local customs. We're looking for the devil. Where is he?